Good morning and good afternoon or good evening, I guess, depending on where you are, where you're calling in from or where you're viewing us from here. Before we get too far, let's just check the audio, the video, make sure you can see the slide. There's a little question box in GoTo if you want to click that and type Y in that question box there. Just let us know that you can see in here and everything's working properly. Okay, looks good. Looks good. Thank you, Daniel, Dell. All right, Cindy says good. Okay. All right, perfect. So welcome everybody. My name is John Madison with FFR Trading. Today's live event is the key to unlock the AI boom with 10-time trading champion Chuck Hughes and the Hughes optioneering team. A quick couple of notes here. We are recording the session. You'll receive the replay. If not, you can always call us and we can send that out to you via email. You can use that Q&A box again anytime. We'll have a formal QA session at the end, so it's okay if you hold your questions to the end. We can get those answered when we've got Blaine and Chuck on, and we'll go through all your questions there. If you need help during or after the webinar, you can call us. We'll have the 800 number up, but it is 800-883-0524. You can always call the 737-292-4425 if you're outside the US anyway. And our email is support@ffrtrading.com. Also, you want to stay till the end. We're giving away a couple of free trade setups that the Hughes team is tracking right now, and you'll get to see and you get instant access to one of Chuck's tools. We'll talk about that in a bit. Before we go too far here, though, the risk disclosure here: the profits and performance shown are not typical, and you may lose money. The trades expressed are based on actual trades and live trade signals sent to members. We cannot guarantee any future results. What you will see today are some of the best examples over the last few months. There were bigger winners, there were smaller winners, and there were losers, right? Trade at your own risk. I think you guys all understand, all right? And that's one of the reasons that you subscribe to a service like Chuck's Elite AI services, so that you have that risk management piece, which is the most important component, tied down. All right, let's talk about who we are at FFR Trading and what our role is here. We'll also introduce you to the Hughes team formally, and we'll take a look at the Elite AI trading strategy, and then we'll have our Q&A and got a great offer for you. Again, stay till the end. We've got a couple of free trade setups for you that you'll have access to, and this is the same tool that Chuck built and used on his path to generating over those $3 million in documented trading profits. So be sure to stick around for that. Who we are at FFR Trading, if you don't know, FFR Trading has been around since 2006. I think we've been partnering with Chuck since 2007. Our mission is to vet traders and systems. So we are a due diligence firm, right? Individual investors can access proven approaches, proven strategy with verified track records. We maintain an A rating with the Better Business Bureau. If you go on our Google reviews, you'll see we have a 4.7 star average across all our Google reviews. Our team provides education, setup support, and ongoing guidance. So you're never on your own, and we'll get into Chuck's team here in a bit, but let's first a bit about one of our presenters. Some of you, I'm sure you know, Chuck Hughes. Chuck started trading about 40 years ago now, has built a systematic business-like approach to options using trend following plus money management rules. Chuck is a 10-time trading champion with audited real-time annual returns reported as high as 220%, 300%, even 330%, and over $3 million in actual profits using his systems. Understand, Chuck's results are not typical. Trading involves risk. Past performance is no guarantee of future performance. So with that, welcome, Chuck.
Good morning. How you doing, John?
Fantastic. And where are you hailing us Where are you coming from today, Chuck?
California.
All right, out in sunny California. All right,
Yeah.
perfect. And supporting Chuck today is Blaine Markham. He's the Chief Trading Strategist and Hughes Optioneering member. He helps oversee the trading services, consults on new ideas, and co-develop strategies. So welcome, Blaine.
Yeah, thanks, John. Appreciate you having me in. Really excited to be here.
All right, fantastic. And where are you? Are you out in California as well?
I'm also in California, out on the beautiful central coast of California.
All right, excellent. And the rest of the Hughes team that you might come across as you communicate with Chuck and the optioneering team, Helena Markham. She's a strategy analyst and programmer, and Lee Radilla, I think I'm saying that right, website and client support for Chuck and the team there. All right. So let's get into the Elite AI Trade Alerts and the Copilot Indicator. Let me kind of break down first what the service is about, kind of the academics of the program. So the Elite AI Trade Alerts, it's a directional options-based trading service that utilizes Chuck's power trend system to generate, trade signals. The system first identifies stocks and ETFs that qualify under Chuck's rigorous trade selection process that's based on a variety of both technical and fundamental analysis. The Elite AI Trade Alert service teaches members a trading method designed to maximize potential for consistent returns in many types of markets. And that's a very important point, is this is not just, alerts as we'll look at, but it's educational. So if you want to learn how to do it yourself, very important. Profit in both bullish and bearish markets, even in non-trending or sideways markets. And it takes advantage of both small and big moves in stocks and ETFs. After finding a qualified trade, the system then uses the Keltner channels to help time an optimal entry point for a trade. Again, all this will be explained, especially get into the educational material that the optioneering team has developed over the years. Fantastic educational materials that they'll have, and Blaine will give you a sneak peek at a lot of that. The stock options are selected with the goal of maximizing profit potential and minimizing risk for each trade. It selects trades from all available stocks and ETFs, again, as long as it meets that rigorous criteria. And the recommended account size is $10,000 to trade one contract for all the option purchase recommendations. Trade signals are sent out directly via email and text alert, and they can occur at any point during market hours. The trade alerts include your initial entries, the full exit positions, the partial position exits. The trade alerts will give you specific instructions how to implement the trade recommendation. All right, so how to enter, whether it be a market or limit, right? All the information that you need to successfully execute those trades and exits. All right, let's get into and I'll bring Chuck and Blaine both, because I know there's some important details in the numbers here. These are the results for the Elite AI Trade Alerts going back to April of 2023, based on a $10,000 account size, allocating approximately $1,200 per trade, non-compounded, right? That's something important to keep in mind. I usually go with, start with the win percentage. And the reason I like to start there is because most people that are watching, all right, we know this is not the end all be all, but when you're following a system or a strategy, it certainly does help when the majority of trades that are going to come through are going to be winning trades. It's just easier to follow. All right, so that's an important piece for those of you watching. But let's look at the net profit. Again, this is through August of 2025 here. All right, it's returned based on a $10,000 account size and net profit of $48,536. All right, that's a return on capital of 485%. It averages per year 205% over that period, and the monthly average 17%. So on a $10,000 account size, it's averaging about $1,700 a month in profit. Right now, think about what those numbers, think about the numbers that you're doing currently, in your accounts and your retirement accounts. What would these kind of numbers do for you? I can imagine, and I know one of the things that Blaine is probably going to want to talk about, and Blaine, I'll bring you in, is that profit factor number. Tell us a little bit about profit factor and what that means.
Yeah, sure thing. Yeah, so I appreciate you bringing me in, John. But yeah, the profit factor on this really is what jumps out at me. Now, of course, this track record here. Of course, it's a mixture of both historical trade uh, alert results as well as real-time live trade alerts that were sent out to our members. So it's a mixture of the two. But it's that profit factor figure down there that really jumps out at me. And what that's trying to measure is it's taking the total number, size of wins, so dollar amount of wins, and dividing it by the total dollar amount of losses. And so, it's essentially just trying to figure out, it's a gauge of profitability for the system and viability, whether it's, a working system or not. And so how you kind of gauge that is that, if your profit factor worked out to 1.0, just one, that means you just have a system that's just breaking even. It's winning and losing equal number of times, right? It's just breaking even. It's not making money, but it's not losing money. If you get up to about 1.5, that means, it's starting to be somewhat profitable, right? But, it's not, blowing the market away or anything, but, it has a nice level of profitability. Now, seeing this one down here, that's why this jumps out so much to me, is because seeing a profit factor of 4.93, what that says is, again, like I said, if you have 1.5, that means you have a viable, profitable system. It has the potential to make money. But seeing a profit factor down there of 4.93, that really speaks to the magnitude of the profitability of both the historical alerts listed in this track record, but also the live trade results that were sent out to members. And so speaking to just the level and magnitude, as I said, of the profitability of those alerts.
Yes, and our goal over the years has always been to achieve a 3.0 or higher profit factor, because we found out through experience that if you can achieve a profit factor of 3.0 or higher, it's going to be much easier to stick with that system during the drawdown period. So this one has 4.9, and we found that members tend to get through those drawdowns and stick with the system when you have a higher profit factor, as opposed to, let's say, a profit factor of 1.5, because you're going to be experiencing a lot of losses with a profit factor of 1.5 or so. So
Right.
this meets and exceeds our criteria that we know over the years helps our members succeed.
Exactly, and to build on that further, Chuck, you're taking a really really high profit factor of 4.93 and combining that with the system's win rate of 78%, so nearly 80% on the win rate there. That's a really really strong combination.
Yes.
Yep, exactly. And that's why I say it makes it a lot easier to follow, a system or a set of trade alerts when the numbers look the way they do here. And folks, if you want more information, certainly you can call the 800 number, and we have, brokerage statements from clients that are in the program. We'll talk to one later in the presentation as well. So, but just remember, past performance can't promise future success, and trading incurs risk of loss, right? We always want to disclaim everything we talk about when it comes to these numbers here. So in just a second, Chuck and Blaine are going to show us how this comes together in today's market, and you'll see that powerful combination of that power trend with the AI-driven filtering and the Copilot signal that's been so powerful. So why don't we next go ahead and bring you in, Blaine, and have you go over. I think you've got some excellent stuff to show us about the program and kind of the behind the scenes of what they're going to get access to. So if you're ready, I will pass it over to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just send me over the screen share, and absolutely. So let me go ahead and let me make sure. Yep, here we go. Make sure to share the right one here. So are you able to see my screen now? Okay.
Yep, I see. Welcome to the members area.
Fantastic. Awesome. Yep, that's the right one. So yeah, folks, for the Elite Trade Alerts, Elite AI Trade Alerts program, It's going to be homed on, Chuck and our team's, internal website. It's just chuckhughes.com. And so you will see it. It's right here. So if you become a member of this program, you just log in using your personalized login credentials to the website, and then you'll have this access available to this right here. So let's click that tile, and it'll take you right into the specific Elite AI Trade Alerts member website right here. So this is going to be your dashboard. This is where everything for your service is going to be located. Of course, as John just mentioned, when we spot a new trade opportunity, or if we're taking trade management action for an existing alert that's out there, of course, any of those signals and alerts, those notifications are going to be sent to you via at least email, but also they can be texted to you as well. But if you actually want to log into the member portal, of course, you'll have access to this as well. So here, you're going to find your navigation tab is going to be over here on the left. And so, of course, you're going to find the trade tracker that's going to feature both the opened and the closed trade record for the system. So, there's several current open trades in there, some existing call option purchases for several different opportunities in there that are, looking really strong right now. Of course, also the closed trade record is in there. We also do have a library of all of the past trade alerts issued in this system right here as well. So if for some reason maybe you missed an alert, or didn't get the email for some reason, or whatever it may be, you do have that whole library included right here, just so you can make sure that you never miss an alert. You can always check that. We do have a getting started guide here for getting yourself used to the website, kind of learning where things are, just helping you find your way around the website. We also have several different great educational materials on here too. We have a whole video series. It's listed right here under the Getting Started video series. You can see all of these videos here. It's it's 22 video series, some really great strategy information, about several of the different strategies that are working behind the scenes, helping us identify these different setups here in the ETA service. So that's a really valuable training series included there. You also get a strategy guide too, talking about how specifically, we're looking to spot these opportunities in the market with the ETA service, how we're spotting them, how we're managing them, just kind of going A to Z on the strategy, taking a deep dive there. And then one final thing here, before I touch on just the customer service aspect too, you do also get access to our proprietary optioneering calculators. So on this tab right here, if you click this will take you over to our optioneering calculator website. And we have a whole host of proprietary optioneering calculators, whether you name it. It's a call option purchase, a put option purchase, put spread, call spread. There's several different ones. And these are tools that, if you're going out trying to identify trades in the market yourself, of course you're going to get all the alerts from the ETA system. But if you're going out and finding out other opportunities, whether it's a directional option purchase, a call spread, you name it, you're going to have these tools there. And what they allow you to do is plug in all of the trade info there ahead of time, and you can vet out the trade, before you go ahead and fire that trade off. So that way you can just put in all the current pricing. You can see the exact risk reward scenario. So you can see, based on what the underlying stock or ETF does, come option expiration. You can vet it out using these optioneering calculators, and they're a really, really helpful tool. Chuck and I, we use these every single day when we're trading in the markets. We're vetting out different trade opportunities, trying to figure out, exactly what the risk and reward profile is for a trade before we go ahead and fire it off. So it's a really helpful tool to have, as a member of the ETA service. You'll have that included, absolutely for free, included with your membership there. And then last thing, John, of course, we do have a customer service tab here too, reminding folks, if they have any questions at all, whether it's about the service, strategy, a trade alert, whatever it may be, you can always reach out to our customer support team. Just email us there at support@chuckhughes.com, and we want to get your questions helped out. We're here to help, and so you have access to that there too.
All right, fantastic. And let's see. Well, I guess we can go ahead with the Q&A. Let's see, guys, if you want, go ahead and start posting. We got some questions coming in now. If you have questions on what Blaine covered, anything about the service, go ahead and post those questions right in the question box there, and I'll field those for Chuck and Blaine. All right, so first, let's see. I think it's Daria wants to know, is this a spread service or straight calls and puts?
Yeah, so great question. So for ETA, you will get access to our optioneering calculator that covers spreads, but for this service specifically, this one is focused on directional option purchases. So whether it's buying calls, buying puts, that's what ETA is focused on, is finding opportunities in the market for buying directional call options or put options.
All right, let's see. And Aria wants to know, how do you choose which options to trade?
Yeah, sure thing. So we have several technical analysis strategies, one of which is actually a tool and a system that I'm actually going to say a little bit more about here next. But, in addition to that one, we have several different, proprietary technical analysis trend following systems that Chuck and our team, they've been developed over a number of years. And we rely on those. That at the core of what we do, we are technical analysts. We are analyzing technicals, analyzing charts, following trend lines, and we have systems that have been designed using historical data, real-time trading data, and we lean on those systems to identify the stocks and ETFs that we're trading. And then from there, we also have additional information that we, strategy information that helps us actually select the strikes that we like to use. And again, that's something that's going to be covered in the strategy guide for the ETA service. Which of course is featured down here. That will take a deep dive in how we actually, select the expirations that we're trading, the actual individual contracts, how we land on that. Because this could differ a little bit than some of our other trading strategies, even ones that include directional option purchases. So it even can vary a bit from maybe some of the traditional strategies we've used there. So all that will be in the strategy guide. But that's just kind of the basic, high level view of it.
So I'm going to ask you, Blaine, I got a question from Robert here, and I think maybe this is a good time to kind of go over in more detail the Copilot indicator, because he said, do we get access to the AI? And it's a good setup. And maybe segue, do you mind going in a little more detail with the Copilot indicator?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I have a little presentation deck put together for that. So absolutely, I'll be happy to dive into that. And so yeah, John, as you know, the Copilot system, of course, this is an indicator and scanner, trading suite of tools. We used AI to help us design this. So it's was used in conjunction with some AI, our team alongside that to help develop this product. And it's truly one of our favorite trading tools that we've developed. So let me go ahead and dive into the presentation here. So folks, as we've mentioned, the product I'm talking about now, it's a suite of trading tools. It's both a scanner and an indicator, and we call it our Copilot indicator. So I'm going to go ahead and give you just a quick overview of just exactly what it is and kind of how it works, and then how we use it. So the Copilot indicator, it's a technical analysis system that utilizes various technical indicators, all of which work together simultaneously in the background automatically. You don't see it happening, but it's working there all day during the market being open. It's working there in the background for you. And it's doing all this with the goal of identifying the top shorter-term bullish trading opportunities in the market at that given time. Now, better yet, Copilot, it's a fully automated trading indicator and scanner. So meaning once you press go on the scanner and indicator, Copilot is going to be doing all the heavy lifting and legwork for you. Now, just to kind of give you more of an overview of exactly what it is. So the Copilot indicator, it is similar to Chuck's traditional power trend system, but it's not exactly the same. It does have some unique differences to it. So just the basic level of kind of what the Copilot indicator is looking to do. In order for a stock to be on a buy signal, the stock must be trading above the 200-day simple moving average, as well as trading above its 35-day exponential moving average. Now, it's also factoring in the Keltner channels as well. So it uses the Keltner channels in the system to find stocks that have pulled back below the upper Keltner channel, but are also currently trading above the middle Keltner channel to help confirm the resumption of the bull run that's underlying the stock on that day of the buy signal. So we're looking to identify stocks that are in medium, short, medium, and long-term uptrends, but also have pulled back, offering a little bit better opportunity to get in, but are actually resuming that bull trend and seeing some momentum come back into the name too. Now, we also have 2 additional studies that are built into the Copilot indicator that are, they serve as confirmation studies to help confirm and sort through the best buy signals. Those are going to be our buying pressure study and our trend confirmation study. And I'm going to go ahead and dive into those a bit next. But before I do, this is just a snapshot right here. This is just what the Copilot indicator actually looks like. So this is primarily going to be housed on the Thinkorswim platform. It is also available on TradingView, the indicator specifically, but this is what it looks like, of course, on Thinkorswim's platform. And so, and the box up top, you can see right here, if you can see my mouse moving around, this top box, of course, with the the daily price action, that is the main underlying Copilot indicator that's printed there on the chart. So that's what's showing up right there. And then, of course, you can see the 2 lower studies there. We're going to dive into those in just a second. But when the Copilot indicator is running, it's scanning through the markets. When it finds a buy signal, if you're looking at it on the indicator chart here, the buy signals, they're going to be indicated on the Copilot chart with a green arrow. It's going to be located just below the daily candle on the day of the buy signal. So you can see several occasions of that here. I have this one actually boxed in, but you can see that green arrow pointing upward right now. That is actually how Copilot signals a buy signal on the Thinkorswim platform. And now, of course, on the day of the buy signal, this is a really neat feature to Copilot too. It actually automatically calculates 2 profit targets and a stop loss. And again, these are automatically generated on the chart once that buy signal is identified. Now, you can see a little bit more of a zoomed in look right here, but the profit targets and the stop loss, they're actually going to remain on the chart for the duration of the trade, either until that second profit target is taken out or the stock trades down and trades through that stop loss. So again, you can see here's the stop loss that's automatically calculated for that specific buy signal. And here's the first and the second profit targets here. Again, they're automatically calculated. And how these are put on there, I'm not going to get too far down in the weeds here of talking about how it works, but they're actually specialized and personalized to each individual buy signal. They're not just an arbitrary number set, just, oh, if the stock goes up 0.5% or a percent or whatever, then put the profit target there. That's not how this works. These are actually calculated using a derivative of each stock's ATR, or average true range. And again, this is going to be personalized because every input for every buy signal is going to be different, of course. So these profit targets and stop losses, they're actually personalized to each individual buy signal. And as I said, we do have several lower studies as well that kind of serve as confirmation studies for the the base level buy signal. So the first one I'll dive into, you can see it boxed in the green box right here. It's the first lower indicator, and it's our Copilot buying pressure indicator. Now, again, we use this as a secondary strength confirmation indicator to help find the strongest buy signals on any given day. And so the way this works is, of course, you can see it's a bar chart, and it's also color coded as well. So how we decipher what this lower study is telling us is, the different heights of the bars and the colors are color coded, and they're sized based on the strength of the buying pressure on that given day. So you can see bright green is optimal. That's the absolute best level of buying pressure. Of course, dark green shows up is just a bit darker green right here. That's also good. It's not the best, but it's also good. We do have the orange color here. That's moderate. These are signals that we could still consider, but there's probably some other opportunities out there that might be better. And then, of course, if you see a really shorter red bar on the buying pressure study, that's saying that there's really not great buying pressure that day in the stock, and there's definitely going to be better opportunities out there. So that's kind of how this indicator works. That's how we read it. And the reason we have these in here is because on any given day, particularly depending on how big of a basket of stocks or ETFs that you're scanning, there could be numerous buy signals. I mean, there could be 5, there could be 10, or even many more than that number of buy signals on any given day. And the buying pressure study, what it does is it actually helps you to pick the strongest buying signals on any given day, so you can kind of hone your focus into those strongest signals whenever you're looking at them. Now, of course, the stock with the highest buying pressure value, that's going to be the ones we're going to be targeting. And the stock with the highest buying pressure value is going to have the closest distance between the close and the high. So again, the stock with the highest buying pressure value is going to be one of those stocks with the strongest buy signal on that day. Now, again, diving into the second lower indicator here, this is the Copilot lower trend confirmation indicator. And so again, we also use this. We use it side by side with the buying pressure indicator too. This also serves as secondary strength confirmation indicator. So again, you can see that one down here. Again, this one's boxed in green down here. Now, what this is looking at, it's looking at a combination of MACD or MACD lines, and both the shorter term and the longer term MACD lines that are plotted on this, you can see they're plotted on the lower study. You can see the shorter term MACD that's helping to confirm the trend. That's going to be actually outlined, so you can see that one. If you trace that line along that has the outline, that's our shorter term MACD down here. And then there's also the longer term MACD line that is not outlined. So you can see the one that doesn't have an outline on it. That's our longer term MACD line right there. Now, on the day of a co-pilot buy signal, what we would like to see in the ideal scenario, seeing the strongest confirmation down here below, is we want to see the shorter term MACD trading above the longer term MACD line to confirm the strength of the buy signal. And also too, we like to see both of those MACD lines above the zero line. So if you can see the zero line right here where they turn green and red, we like to see them both green, and ideally we like to see the shorter term above the longer term, meaning that there's a momentum breakout happening in progress right now. So that's just a basic view of how the Copilot indicator works. But here, this is the second part of the Copilot system. Is it also includes the buy signal scanner. So this is a really neat tool right here. This is what actually goes out there, and you can just hit go, hit scan, and it's going to actually tell you every single stock from the one you're scanning that meets the criteria at the current time. Now, when we use the Copilot scanner internally, we generally like to scan an index, and we typically focus on the S&P 500 or even sometimes the Russell 1000 stocks. We like to focus on those indexes because, of course, they're higher market cap companies. They're going to have the most liquid options, which we focus on that because that's how we actually like to trade these signals. You certainly could just trade along with the stock signals and just buy shares of the stock or ETF, but how we like to trade these signals is actually taking these and purchasing call options on them. But that's why we focus specifically on these two indexes, because they have higher market cap stocks, stocks that are getting traded, they're liquid stocks, liquid options. So it kind of matches our trading strategy of how we like to implement this. Now, again, on any given day, the Copilot scanner could return several or many buy signals, just depending on market conditions. Of course, obviously it's going to fluctuate, but could return several different buy signals. You can see an example right here. I ran the scan a while back, a few weeks back, and a number of different buy signals showed up. If you actually look here, it says that on that day, scanning the Russell 1000, actually 41 different buy signals showed up. And so that's great. You're looking at 1,000 stocks, 41 of them meet criteria. But from there, what are you going to do with 41 different buy signals? That's a lot. That's where those two trend confirmation studies come into play, and we actually have it set up to where you can add the buying pressure lower study. You can format that into a column, so when you run your scan, you can put the buying pressure feature in, and then you can just sort this entire list by the buying pressure, put the ones with the strongest buying pressure at the top, and so that way you can save time, just start looking kind of at the cream of the crop buy signals, the ones that look the absolute best right then and there, right there when you're scanning. So you can see that's what I did here, is I actually sorted the list by the buying pressure, in descending order. So I have the ones with the best confirmation showing up at the top. And so, of course, the one that showed up with the best buying pressure on that day, it had the signal, but also had the confirmation from the buying pressure indicator, was JP Morgan Chase. So that is where I would have started my search on that day, is looking at JP Morgan Chase, since it had very strong buying pressure. Now, as I said earlier, generally when we're looking to trade the Copilot signals, of course, it's scanning the stock or ETF, the shares. So you certainly could trade it by, just trading the shares. But how we like to trade the Copilot signals is a little bit different. We actually like to target it using options. But you have to keep in mind, Copilot is specifically designed to target bullish setups across the market. And again, our team's preferred method of trading these Copilot signals is by utilizing call options. Now, we like to identify, our top stock pick of the day or ETF pick amongst the, given Copilot buys on any given day. And then once we do that, we figure out which stock or ETF we're going to trade. Then we go ahead and find a call option that we like or are going to want to purchase. So just some basic call option selection criteria here of how we actually look to trade these. We generally are going to be considering expirations that are 4 to 8 weeks out, and these could be either weekly or monthly expirations. We consider either. We're going to be looking at in-the-money call options only, so we're not looking to trade at the money or out of the money with this strategy. We are looking at in-the-money call options, but generally only just slightly in the money. We're not typically going super deep in the money. We're trying to be conscientious of cost to this. We're trying to be cost efficient with the size of the contracts. And so while they're going to be in the money, they're only going to be slightly in the money. Of course, this is also going to be pending contract availability. Not every stock out there, has a call option strike available for every single dollar and point for the stock. Some of them are on, of course, larger increments. And then the final point is we often will purchase multiple contracts of a position too when we find one of these co-pilot buy signals, which gives us some levers to pull with managing the trade, with taking partial profits or different things like that. Also following along with the several different profit targets that the co-pilot system prints on the chart for us. Now, I think you've probably seen why we like co-pilot so much and why it really offers our team a lot of benefits and why we deploy it very frequently. And so you're probably wondering, where can you get access to it? Well, you saw during the presentation, of course, it's available in Thinkorswim. That's the primary platform where it's housed and located. And that's actually where the scanner is located too. So the indicator and scanner both are available on Thinkorswim. But say if you're outside the US, you can't get access to Thinkorswim. We do have the indicator available on TradingView as well. Unfortunately, they don't have the scanner functionality there, but they do have the indicator, so you can get the indicator available on TradingView too. Now, I did want to highlight, John, a couple recent co-pilot winners. So these were some setups that co-pilot spotted, and if somebody had been following along with the signal, some actual options trades that they could have potentially placed. So here's one for Okta right here. This is in the cybersecurity field right here, Okta, OKTA. And so of course you can see there actually were two consecutive buy signals right here, but there was an option that you could have entered on this day right here when this buy signal printed. Of course, you had the good buying pressure down here. We had the short term above the long-term MACD, so it was a really strong looking buy signal. And you can see this signal worked out in relative short order. It traded up very quickly in just a matter of 4 trading days. That option had the potential for a 152% gain. Here's another one also in the cybersecurity field. This is one for Palo Alto Networks, tickers PA and W. Again, you can see right here, had strong buying pressure, had the buy signal right there. We also had both of the MACD confirmation lines above the 0 line, so we had both in the green down here. So again, a nice strong buy signal. This one took a few days longer to work out, but again, relatively shorter hold time on this. This is not being held for months and months and months on end. This setup was held for just about 2 weeks time. And then you can see Palo Alto Networks traded up, kind of consolidated a bit, and then finally powered through both of those profit targets right there. And again, there was an option contract that had people been following the signal right here. It had the potential for a 51% gain over this period of time following that buy signal right there. Here's another one for Gen Digital, ticker is GEN. And again, you can see there's the setup right there. We got confirmation from down below with the short term above the long, good buying pressure, and again, a 41% profit opportunity in this one right here, again, in just a little over a week. And then one final one, everybody's favorite stock over the past couple of years, right? NVIDIA. No surprise, co-pilot has found several really great buy signals for NVIDIA over the past couple of years. Here's another one right here, in just about a week and a half time, had a 54% profit opportunity right here on NVIDIA.
And Blaine,
So,
I just wanted to mention that one of the nice features about Copilot is no matter what system or method you use to select your trades, Copilot is a great way to confirm your trade entry. So if you're looking to buy a call option, it's always good to check Copilot and the 2 studies below there to confirm that buy signal. You want to check the buying pressure, and you want to check the dual momentum. So it's a great confirmation indicator regardless of which system you use to enter your trades.
yeah, exactly right, Chuck. Because obviously the co-pilot buy signal, that's the baseline buy signal, that's more specific to this indicator itself. But those 2 lower studies, like you said, buying pressure and momentum breakouts, that applies to any bullish trend following system. So that's it's a great point, Chuck. Really well made point. That this can serve as confirmation too, and can be really helpful for other systems that people trade out there too, other bullish systems. So folks, you're probably wondering, how can you get your hands on Copilot as well? And so that's a great question. And so if you want to get your hands on Copilot, then just go ahead and give FFR, our partners, give John, give Michael a call. You have their 2 numbers listed here below. Of course, there's the 800-883-0524, or you can also give them a call at 737-292-4425. And, you can reach out to their team. They can show you how to get Copilot set up on your charts, get this system in your hands so you can start following along and using this great trading system. I know, I think I can speak for Chuck and myself. It's one of our favorite ones we've developed. It's just a lightning fast tool. It's so nice. It eliminates all the need for sitting down doing hours and hours of homework in the market, trying to find those setups yourself. Having this algorithm running in the background, automatically you just hit go and it does all the legwork for you. It's a really, really great trading tool to have in your arsenal.
Fantastic, guys. And I want to thank Robert for asking the question, because he asked, do we get access to this? So I'm going to spoil a little bit, okay, and I'll have you and Chuck talk about how the Copilot and the Elite AI kind of work together. But as a subscriber, okay, so you'll have the opportunity later to subscribe to the Elite AI trade service. If you are a subscriber, you will have access to the Copilot indicator free, right? It is part of that package. So, I think Blaine, again, is going to give us a couple of trade alerts at the end, actionable trade alerts for you guys. But let me go through some of the questions. I know I kind of interrupted the Q&A there. But I wanted to get that in, Blaine, so great job with that. I think that answered a lot of the questions there. But let me go back and pick up some of these questions here. And guys, I apologize, the questions are coming through faster than I can get to them. Let's see. So Daniel was asking, well, maybe just first, before I get to that, I just want to ask you guys, talk about a little bit how the Copilot, like Copilot is fantastic all by itself, but how do these kind of work together with the Elite AI trade service?
Sure thing. Yeah. So, of course, just kind of like delineating what each of these programs is. Of course, the Elite AI Trade Alert service, that is a trade alert service, right? So, that's going to feature a portfolio of open trade alerts. We're actually going to be sending, via email and text trade alerts to our members, live, real time when we Chuck and our team, we spot them in the market, we spot these setups, and we're sending those alerts directly to the members when we find those. Now, Copilot, on the other hand, remember that's a trading suite of tools. It's both a scanner and an indicator that you can upload onto your charts in Thinkorswim, and so that's a trading tool. Remember, so this is a scanner and indicator, and so once you get that, that's going out, and you can scan, whether you want to focus on U.S. markets, Asian markets, European markets, cryptocurrency, futures, whatever it might be. It's all technical analysis, right? So as long as technical analysis applies to trading it, you can use this Copilot system to go out there, scan the markets, scan the index to see, whatever the basket of stocks or whatever you're looking to trade, which ones are actually currently on a buy signal according to the system. Then you have those lower studies there that can help you confirm, what are the strongest looking setups on any given day. And then, from there, you can, go and, find different ways to trade those, in a shorter term horizon bullish manner. So, with that in mind, we both, we use them both together here on our end. So, with some of the trade alerts that are going to be sent out through the Elite AI Trade Alert system and service, there's going to be a good number of those that are actually going to be spotted by the Copilot system. We really, really stand firmly behind our Copilot system. We really like it. We've taken a lot of the trades from it over the years and still continue to do so. It produces a lot of great looking setups, and we've had some great success in the past trading them. And so, we rely on the Copilot system to find some of the alerts. Not all the alerts are going to come from the Copilot system for ETA service, but certainly a good number of them will. It spots, like I said, it spots just some really great opportunities. The strategy again behind Copilot, remember, it's trying to spot, shorter term, really strong, high probability bullish opportunities in the market, that are really primed for trading with a directional call option purchase. So given that that's what Copilot is looking to spot, that kind of marries up perfectly with the Elite Trade Alert system, because that's exactly what we're trying to do with the trade alerts in the ATA service. So that's kind of how we use them together, John.
All right, fantastic. And Daniel wants to know, he's aware that you do have other programs and is just wondering which has the highest profit factor. Now, you have some programs, I think your weekly option alerts goes back all the way to 2012. So I'll let you answer, but I'll say, Daniel, it's something you probably want to give us a call here at FFR, and Blaine's got the numbers up there, the 800-883-0524 number, and a strategist can go through each of the programs for you, give all the details on those programs, the performance figures, brokerage statements, whatever you need to help you make an informed decision there. But anything you want to add to that, Chuck or Blaine?
Yes,
Yeah,
the weekly option alert, like you said, John, that's been around since 2012. And what we do with that trading service is when we issue a new trade alert, that new trade goes into the open trade record, and each day in real time, the prices are updated at market close so that you can see how each open trade recommendation is performing. So with that price update at market close, it will update the percent gain or loss and the dollar gain or loss. So each day the open positions are updated so you can see how every position is doing. Then when we close out a trade, we put it into the closed trade record. So we literally have a closed trade record going back 13 years. So that's a long record. There's not many services out there that has a record like that. And we also display if you call FFR, they'll show you the monthly closed out trade record for each month going all the way back to 2012. So you get a clear picture of how weekly option alert has performed over the last 13 years. So they'll give you that record, and you can see every month since 2012 how the service did. We also have a current open trade record for all the open positions in the weekly option alert. So they can show you that, and that's updated as of the market close every day. So a complete record going back 13 years, so you can get a really good idea of how the trading service has done. And those are actual trade signals sent out to members. They're not historical results. They're actual signals that are sent out to members.
All right, perfect. And I think that maybe that answers Alex's question, because Alex had a question about how long have you guys been using this system with live money trades, or is this just now being released for the first time?
I think he's specifically talking about Copilot maybe, but I can address that one. So with the Copilot system specifically, we actually developed this one several years back. So Chuck, I think we've had Copilot actually intact, and we've been trading it off and on, and it's been out there, with some of our members, and they've been using it for, I think, probably close to 3 years now, right?
Yes, yep. We developed this, and we used some unique indicators. We used our basic trend following indicator where we checked the daily moving averages to make sure that the stock is in a price uptrend. And we check the Keltner channels and make sure that the stock's not overbought. And then we also added another component to that, and we look for a reversal day where a stock will typically trade lower early in the day, but then rallies and closes strong at the end of the day, and that's the momentum indicator. So we added some additional indicators to our already existing basic trend following indicator that I've been using for 30 years.
Exactly. Plus, the Copilot system also automatically goes through and puts those personalized profit targets and stop loss on the chart too, which is, a very helpful thing to know. It's like, obviously it's great to be able to pick out, which buy signals are high probability and have a chance of continuing on in the direction that you think they will. But, just as important as picking the trade is also managing the trade, right? Once you're in it. And so having those automatically put on there is a major help. So
Yeah.
that's a whole other layer to it as well.
Yes, and the profit target and the stop loss, of course, are generated before you take the trade. So you know the parameters for that trade before you enter the trade.
Exactly. So these, just talk about the trade alerts. These are real-time trade alerts, not only the entries, but the exits. That's all in real time, correct?
Exactly right. Yeah, for the ETA, yep, those alerts will be sent out real time in the market when we spot, whether it's a new trade entry or we're, looking to manage an existing trade, whether, it's to go ahead and take profits or take partial profits, whatever it may be. Those alerts are sent out in real time while the market's open. Could be any time while the market is open. We'll be sending those out in real time. Exactly.
And then just Alex was just following up. So, and these, what you just showed us in the on the website there with Copilot Elite AI is you track all those trades in real time, right?
We track the elite trade alerts, the alerts that are sent out directly to our members. So remember, they're two separate things. We're talking about both Copilot, that's over in this basket, right? And then the trading service, ETAs, in this one. So the alerts that are sent directly to our members in ETA are tracked in that website, yes.
Perfect. All right. And let me just pick up, Donna will be right there. I'll give you all that information in just a second. And Jay Zachary wants to know, so this is an interesting point. He says, hi, are there some scams out there that operate using the name of Chuck Hughes that might use different group names we should know about to avoid, or which ones are definitely legit? So I can tell you first, you can see Chuck live and Blaine live here with FFR Trading. So that's where you want to go. Guys, anything you want to add to that? Yeah, Chuck.
Yes,
Chuck.
it's really us.
Yeah.
It's myself and Blaine, one of my team members, and this is real. And today we're focusing on Copilot and Elite Trade Alerts. So we
Yep,
are real, and we can answer any questions that you might have.
Exactly right. Yeah, I'll add to that, Chuck. And even though we used AI to help us develop some tools like Copilot, I promise we're real. We're here. We're not being generated by AI. So no worries about that. And if you ever have any questions, we do have our dedicated support team here in-house, our own support team. Just always, please feel free to reach out. It's support@chuckhughes.com. That's the email address. So just send us an email if you ever have any questions about anything like that. If there's something maybe you're unsure about, please reach out to us as soon as possible. We're here to help out. And to build on that, we are partnered with FFR. We do have some other affiliates that we partner with out there as well. So again, if you ever have any questions, anything, absolutely, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. Go ahead and shoot us over an email at that support@chuckhughes.com, and we will help you out as soon as possible.
And just to clarify, there was questions about as far as elite trade alerts go, that is long calls and long puts only, correct?
Exactly right. Yep. That's okay. That's what that trading service will consist of. There could be an occasion where we see, the service is designed to be directional calls and puts. We may throw a bonus trade of a different strategy in there. If it's just a really, really juicy, great looking trade that, seems really right for the current market setup, we might just throw it out as a bonus trade that may not be a directional. But, we'll make sure to specify that. But yes, that service is specific to directional calls and puts.
And the historical record that we showed you, that was based on directional trades for calls and puts. There was no spreads in that that trade record that we showed you for Elite Trade Alert. So that was based strictly on directional call and put trades.
Exactly. Yep. And to add further to that, it's going to be predominantly call setups. There will be some puts from time to time, but given that the market historically, just looking back at market data, 3/4 of the time the market is moving up. So that is going to be reflected in kind of how we're looking at the markets, how we're following it. As long as that historical price, price action data continues. You're still seeing, about 3/4 of trading days where the market ends up. There will be a little bit of heavier tilt towards directional calls, but of course, when there's advantageous, good-looking opportunities for directional puts, of course, we'll be sending those out as well as we find them.
All right, fantastic. And I'm going to take back control because I can't hold the group off anymore. They want to know what the offer is, so let me get into that without any further ado here. But great presentation, guys. So, what Chuck and Blaine are looking for, right? We're not just looking for anybody. There's some criteria that they want, and they're looking for just 12 members, right? Why is that? The opportunity is going to be limited to the first 12 members only, and that's because we want to ensure that everyone can get signed up. Let me just put my camera on here. Let's see. So I can talk to everybody again. So we want to make sure that everybody can get signed up in, they can navigate the website, use the tools. Typically new members have a lot of questions, in the beginning. And so, we at FFR, we meet with each member monthly to track your progress, ensure your success. The Hughes team will be also meeting with you, with the new members to answer questions, to help with any setup needed. And we want to make sure that, all the new members are set up and have positive experiences before, taking on more members. All right, hope that makes sense. But what we're looking for is, first of all, we want you to provide your story. And we're going to talk about, one of Chuck's subscribers of the Elite AI program and their story here in just a second. But provide your story here. We do want you to provide us with your monthly brokerage account statement so we can track your progress. If there are anything, and that's the next thing is commit to a monthly meeting so we can track that success. If something needs to be adjusted, right, we can tweak strategies, we can pause strategies, right? But all that needs to be done as, between us and FFR and Chuck's team to make sure that you're getting the best results possible. If you're happy, right, provide us with a testimonial of your success. And then obviously, anytime you want to refer others to us, we are more than happy to speak, with your friends, family, whoever that you send to us. I'm going to bring in one of the subscribers to Chuck's Elite AI trade service, and this is Robert. And Robert, if you want to pop on here.
Yes.
And so everyone, this is Robert. He is a subscriber to Chuck's Elite AI program and some other programs that we have here at FFR. But Robert, I want to first of all welcome. Where are you calling in from? I think you're traveling at the moment.
Sam, I'm calling in from upstate New York.
All right. And so I'm sure the weather's a little cooler up there than it is here in Orlando right now. But I just wanted you to talk about, what were you doing as far as your trading and investing going before you ran into Chuck and us here at FFR?
Sure. So like most traders who start off, I was mainly trading stocks and ETFs. And then I did have an interest in starting to trade options just because it was something different. I started doing the trades all on my own, and I had some moderate success, but nothing really substantial. And I realized that if I really wanted to make it a more profitable experience, I was going to have to do a lot of research. And I figured, well, I really don't have the time because I have a full-time career. So I looked for a trading alert service that, would send out email alerts. And unfortunately, the first service I chose was not very successful at all. And then I determined that I really had to go and put a little bit more time in and search for the right service for me. And when I stumbled across Chuck Hughes, the thing that really stood out to me, and Chuck touched on it earlier, was that you can go to their website and they have the performance of every trade that they've made and all the different option trading strategies. And the fact that they had that documented gave me more confidence in signing up, because even though there was no guarantee to future performance, they had a track record and a documented track record of that success. So I did sign up. The results have been very good. The service has been extremely reliable. I've never missed a trading alert where I had to go back and search for if I missed anything. So overall, it's been fantastic.
Well, thank you
Right,
for the
awesome.
feedback, Robert. We really appreciate that. So that we're talking to, an actual member that's part of the service, and we appreciate you giving us that feedback.
Thing.
Fantastic. All right, thank you, Robert. And just another, one of the Chuck's subscribers testimonial here. This is somebody who, with the guidance of Chuck's recommendations, he turned a $47,000 account that has grown into over $212,000. Again, profits and performance shown are not typical. We make no claims about future earnings, and you may lose money. But we have to be certainly upfront, dot the I's and cross the T's. So what are you going to receive with your membership? First of all, you receive access to an exclusive Elite AI Trade Alert service. That's going to provide you with the trade suggestions for both weekly and monthly options. So you're going to receive an email or text alert whenever there's a new trade recommendation. So this is live as the trades are unfolding, both the entry and exits. You get all recommended trading signals that are posted on that members only website that Blaine gave you a sneak peek at, and the Elite Trade Alerts member portal that lists all open trade recommendations and all closed trade recommendations. So you'll be able to track. A lot of questions came about how do we track these, right? It's all going to be back there in the member portal for you. You get exclusive the Elite AI Trade Alerts Getting Started Guide. I think Blaine mentioned that, the strategy guide and the master class, the proprietary Hughes optioneering trade calculators, right? Very important. We didn't get a chance to cover that today, but that information will be back there, how to use those calculators. They're fantastic. So you can kind of see all the different outcomes if you got into a particular position, depending on how the underlying moves up and down and so forth. You get access, and I think Blaine showed you some of the library of videos that are back there that give you the step-by-step trade selection process. And they go really from beginning, if you're a real beginner to, if you're more experienced, those videos are a great way to get educated, even if you're starting out. You get direct access to Chuck and the Hughes optioneering support team. And we've talked about that, and Chuck's Trade of the Day e-newsletter. All right, so what is the opportunity for you today? Again, for the first 12 subscribers only. If you subscribe today to the Elite AI Trade Alerts program, you're going to receive an additional year of trading for free. Chuck is offering also a $1,000 sign-up credit, right, to go towards your purchase, and that co-pilot indicator, which is worth the price of admission alone. Okay, you get that absolutely free. That is for Thinkorswim or TradingView. Thinkorswim has the scanner capability, TradingView does not, right? But whichever one you prefer, and they'll help you get that set up. Also, you're going to get a special invite to Chuck's in-person live seminar in Monterey, California. Let me just give you a sneak peek of that. That's looks like that's happening in May of 2026. And you can see the beautiful location there, but you'll be with Chuck in person live and the optioneering team there. that is thrown in as a free bonus as well. So what you have to do though is you have to call us. We don't, it's not a program that's available for purchase online. So just secure one of those 12 spots. You got to call us at the 800-883-0524 number here. Okay, if you're outside the US, you want to use the 737-292-4425 number. Again, you can always email us support@ffrtrading.com and they'll have a strategist contact you as soon as possible. All right, but you got to call us. All right, we just don't, that's the reason we don't sell this program online. We do need to speak to you so we can give you the details of the program, make sure it's a good fit for you and your goals, right? So that you can have complete confidence in making sure you have a strategy that fits what you're trying to accomplish. All right, anything, guys, that you want to add? I'll keep the offer up here and the numbers up here. I think, Blaine, you've got a couple of trades that you want to give out if you want to go ahead and do that.
Yeah, sure thing.
So just a kind of a primer as you get that set up, and I might have to switch back over to you. I know Chuck had closed a 54% profit on a recent Elite AI Trade Alert set up on Toll Brothers, I believe it was, correct?
Sure thing.
All right, and okay, so I'm going to switch over to you, Blaine, so you can give them their their free trade alerts. This was another one. I think, Blaine, this was a trade that you took.
It is, yeah.
This one here, that was an 87.9% winner in less than 24 hours, and that's Blaine's screenshot of his account there. But you got to give us a call. So to get these trade alerts, Blaine's going to start you out with a couple free. We promise you that at the beginning. I'll get over to him so we can do that. But give us a call, the 800-883-0524. We've got a lot of people here, and so those spots will be, I imagine, will be taken up quite quickly. So give us a call there, or the 737-292-4425 number. So let me switch over to Blaine again so he can give you your trade alerts, and then we'll wrap up.
Sure thing. Yep. Yeah, I have those queued up. So whenever I can take over the screen share, I'll go ahead and do that. Or is it already shared now? I'm sorry.
Let's see. Let me just make you the presenter here. You should get a pop-up there. Let me know if you
Yep,
get it.
there we go. So I got that, and so you should be able to see my screen now. So if you can't see the trade there, you can see that, right, Chuck and John, right?
We do.
Perfect. Fantastic. Well, yep. So as I said, we did promise you the two trade setups for today. And actually, both of these were spotted just before we hopped on the call by our Copilot indicator, just like we walked through exactly how it works. I logged on. There were several really strong looking signals, but these were amongst the top of those today. So the first one right here, this is, of course, for ITT. You can see the symbol right there. And so here's the setup. So of course you can see this is today's trading bar. This is today's candle. You can see our very clear Copilot buy signal right there. That is about as high. That is as high, in fact, as the buying pressure confirmation study can be. It ranges on a scale of 1.0 all the way down to 0.0. And of course, the higher, so the closer to 1 on the buying pressure scale, the better. The buying pressure was at 1. So that is the highest that the buying pressure confirmation study can be. So incredibly strong buying pressure there on today's chart for ITT. And then of course down at the bottom, you see both of the trend confirmation lines are both above the 0 line, and they're both, the short term is above the long term. So really strong looking setup there. We got the double confirmation down below. We got the buy signal. Really strong setup there for ITT. And remember, when we spot these Copilot signals, how we like to trade them is by finding a slightly in the money call option. We don't like to go too far in the money because we like to be conscious about, keeping them, cost efficient for folks. Say if you have a smaller account size and managing the entry cost limit. But with this one right here, we spotted the September 19th, so it's the upcoming monthly expiration, and specifically the 160 strike call is how we look to play this one right here, John. So you can see there's the 160. That's where that strike would be right there. So it's just slightly in the money here, just a touch. And so really strong setup there for ITT. And then the second one, if we go ahead and move on to this one here, this one is actually for Capital One. Obviously we probably, anybody who's been following the markets a lot lately, you've probably seen that financials specifically certain pockets of financials have been some of the strongest performers year to date, and Capital One is no different than that. They've been one of those really strong performers, and Copilot spotted just this morning. It would still be active today. Right now I'm positive. Another great setup for Capital One. Again, you can see here's the green up arrow indicating today's buy signal. So there's that. Again, just incredibly high buying pressure. It's just about 0.98 there on the buying pressure. So again, just about as high as the buying pressure confirmation there can be. And again, we got the double confirmation down below with the short term trading above the long term, and again, both in the green above the zero line in positive territory. So we have double confirmation again on that Capital One buy signal right there. Got the buy signal up top. And again, we'd look to play this one with looking to buy to open a slightly in the money call option, of course, with September 19th, 210 strike call. That's how we would look to play this one right here. So those are the two buy signals that we spotted using Copilot just in today's trading.
Fantastic. Much appreciated. Anything you want to add to those alerts, Chuck?
Chuck, I think you might be muted.
Yeah, I just looked at the daily price charts for ITT and Capital One, and the trend looks really good, and we're getting a good entry point today using the Copilot confirmation. So setting up to be potentially great trades.
Fantastic. And so I'm going to come back here one last time so I can give you guys the numbers. Again, just give us a call, the 800-883-0524 or the 737-292-4425. Again, these spots will go fast. Again, if you have to, you can use the support at ffrtrading.com, and we'll get back to you. Alex, if you call in, Alex, they'll give you all the details. That's another thing I just wanted to mention. Guys, you can just call us if you have questions, right? Nobody's going to twist your arm. If you have questions about a program or you want to see program results, anything, just give us a call so we can address that, get your questions answered. There's no obligation, to purchase anything to give us a call. So we just want to make sure you understand that. All right. We did run a little bit over, but I think it was well worth it. We had a lot of questions, a lot of people that expressing interest in the program. So we appreciate everybody for coming out today. And again, we're at time. So if you want hands-on guidance with that Elite AI Trade Alert service and the Copilot indicator, grab your spot now. Again, only 12 spots available for this webinar. Call us at the 800-883-0524 number or 737-292-4425 if you're outside the US. We'll also send the replay out, those free trade setups. Maybe we can put them in the email. We'll see about that. But to everyone that is who stayed till the end. So on behalf of Chuck and Blaine and the team here at FFR, thanks for joining us, guys. Anything else you want to say before we say goodbye?
Great to be here today, folks. And John and Blaine, thanks for putting on this live webinar so people can get an idea of our Elite Trade Alerts and the Copilot indicator. I think we shared some really useful information for people out there looking to trade options. So great to be here today, folks. And I just want to mention that we have a support team here, and our goal is to make you a successful trader. So we'll do everything we can on our end to make you successful.
Yep, exactly. And I just want to echo too what Chuck said. Just again, thank you all so much for being here. Really, I think I can speak for Chuck and I both. We're really excited to have joined you here for today's presentation. And thanks for sticking around, and hope you enjoyed today's presentation. Again, I think we had some interesting things to share, so I hope you enjoyed that and are going to take away some interesting tidbits from that. But really hope to see a lot of you come join us. See you guys, become one of those 12 to come join us over in the Elite Trade Alert system. Really hope to see you there. And also would love to see you get your hands on the Copilot system. I know I love trading it. Chuck loves using it. our whole team and some of our existing clients have really enjoyed it as well. So I hope to see you all join the team.
Fantastic. And again, I appreciate everybody being here. I think y'all had a good time based on the questions and the comments that we got here. So again, one last time, just give us a call. It doesn't have to be to purchase something. If you have questions, just give us a call. We want to get all your questions answered so you can make an informed decision moving forward. All right. So again, thanks for Chuck and the team. Great job, guys. And everybody have a great rest of your day and good trading.
Awesome. Thank you so much, John. Take care.
Yeah, and Robert, if you're still on, we want to thank you again for giving us your feedback there. I mean, you're an actual member and you volunteered to give us that feedback. So I just wanted to give you a shout out, and we really appreciate you coming on today and just letting the other folks know what your actual experience has been. So again, thanks for coming on.
It was my pleasure, and I appreciate the honor.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, love getting to meet you, Robert. And thanks again. Thanks so much for coming on.
Hey, you bet. Anytime.
Fantastic. Take care, guys.
All right.
Take care, everybody.
Bye-bye.